Sabret, senin sabrın ancak Allah'ın yardımıyla iledir diyor Cenab-ı Allah. 127. ayet Nahl suresi. Mesela diyor ki ben sabrettim. Sen sabretmedin. Allah seni sabrettirdi.
In Surah Nahl verse 127, be patient, but your patience is only by God. One says, I am patient. It is not you who is patient. God is making you be patient. Nobody could have that courage, that power to be patient. That is why God teaches here that patience is only by God.
Senin sabrın ancak Allah'ın yardımıyla, Allah'ın yaratmasıyla iledir diyor.
And God creates that sabr, God creates that patience.
Allah haram kılmış. Getir yavrum.
In Surah Nahl verse 127, be patient, but your patience is only by God. Do not be grieved by them. This means that Muslims should never be in grief. This is unlawful. There is grief in movies, there is grief in songs and music and poems. Everyone is in grief. This is Satan, and Satan is using romanticism as a weapon. That is a secret power of Satan. God is forbidding grief. However, Satan is trying to mislead people, misguide people with grief and sorrow. And in hell, those ones, the inhabitants of hell, they say that they were in sorrow and they were not performing prayers. And God is also teaching us that everything is as part of destiny. Before we were even born, God has preordained what would happen in our destiny. So a person could lose something, they would be unsuccessful, but this is a part of one's destiny. That is why Muslims will never be in grief, they will never be in sorrow. People say that, for instance, they are in grief, they are in sorrow, they are bothered. Do not be grieved by them and do not be constricted by the plots they hatch. Muslims should never be constricted by people's plots because God is creating those plots as part of trial. It is not for being constricted, it's not to be in grief, it's not to live by sorrow. Because that would be shirk, that would be associating partners to God. Because God is the creator. Since God is the creator, then you should definitely have no grief because you are under the protection of God. God is creating that event. God is protecting you. So what is there any reason to be in grief? That is sorrow in vain. That is why God is forbidding, making it prohibited by means of the verses, that grief and sorrow is forbidden for believers. And in Surah Al Imran, verse 139, do not give up and do not be downhearted. You shall be uppermost if you are believers.